Hello. Welcome to the weekly writing group here on Book Art Media. It's good to see everybody. I'm not usually on my own, but I guess that's how it is today, which is fine. I'm actually a bit under the weather, not going to lie. I had some kind of, I don't know if it was food poisoning or some kind of toxin or I don't know what, but it's been a hard week. So I'm actually, to be perfectly honest, I've been a bit dizzy today. So, and not just no, I normally ditzy. I got plenty of that, but I'm actually a bit dizzy. So, hang on, I should turn this light off. So, I also am wondering if we should be keeping the writing sprints in because I don't want to keep them in if people aren't excited about them. I thought it might be a good excuse to have some set work every week, or even if you just at least have a piece of time, because some people were saying that um, they can only like this is their only free writing time is like right around now. So then I probably dehydrated. I understand. I've got my water and I have got my I finished some I've got stuff with electrolytes and what have you. So I'm good, but thank you. I am so much better. It's huge. So, but don't worry about me. That's not the. I'm only sharing that with you all because I'm just doing things a little differently today. So, um, I I do want to cover two things quickly and kind of say what I'm hoping to do for the rest of the week, and because there was this very inspiring article that Sarah shared that it's amazing, and I've got a link for it, and I've also got a link to something you could use this coming week if you'd like, part of a PDF that's completely free. So the upshot is there is a woman who she was homeless. She was homeless, and she oh, I didn't put the link in, did I? Oh, no wonder nobody's joining me. I probably didn't put the link in. Hang on. Invite, copy to clipboard. This is entirely my own fault. 1 second here. Told you I'm not early on all cylinders. Switch accounts. And YouTube Studio. Sorry about this. Content. Live. Edit. Okay, it's in the description box. There we go. If anybody wants to join in, but I'm not going to be chatting a great deal, but at least it's there. Hey, Cindy would like some good news. Compiled half of my writing. Yay! Excellent, excellent. So, Aspie, Autumn's having a Monday on a Saturday. Yes, I am. Absolutely. I've been having a Monday since Monday. Anyway, there is this woman. Let me get the link here. Is there a shorter link than that gargantuan thing? Does this work if it's just this? Yes, it is. Okay, that's the shorter version. Oh, there she is.
Hello, dear. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Did I just hear a kitty?
You did hear a kitty. That was Mr. Pepper. Mr. Pepper says hello.
Oh,
And I'm sorry for the granular. I'm actually
no,
working
it's
on
fine.
fixing my lighting situation, which by next week that should be sorted. So, hey, Lanat, how are you?
I'm doing well, kind of dragging today. Yeah, I have a 3-day weekend next weekend. I am so excited for it.
Yeah.
But you have been writing and writing and writing. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm just feeling really burnt out today. Like, I want to do like 5,000 words, but I don't know if it's going to happen because I'm just like, I feel like I feel like someone wiped the floor with me basically. So,
Oh.
yeah. Yeah. For me, I think it's just allergies and the weather change. Like, yeah.
But we've got to celebrate. Cindy here has 48,000 words, and I'm halfway compiled.
Rock on, Cindy.
That is awesome. But okay, Deb has had the first Moderna shot. Has me feeling yucky. I'm glad you got it though. I'm sorry you feel yucky.
Yucky. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, okay, so Sarah, let's talk about this article. I'm gonna put the link in the chat, but do share, because you know more about this than I do.
Yes.
Please.
The young woman in the article, and you're gonna have to forgive me, what was her first name again? Because my brain is frying.
It is Michelle.
I think it's Kate. Yeah, Kate Hall. That's it. I'm pretty sure it's Kate Hall. The Michelle wrote the article about Kate Hall, but Kate Hall was the one whose article's about.
Oh yeah, Kate, you're absolutely correct. It's a great article to share from a reader, Kate. Okay.
So Kate Hall, and the article goes into all the reasons why and whatnot, but she had started writing, and then after there's different situations, and then after when the pandemic hit, she and her husband found themselves homeless and living out of their van. She had started publishing the December, if I'm not mistaken, before the pandemic started, so December of 2019. But she was learning or researching how to write to market. Well, she, through trying things here or there, and sort of narrowing it down, she was able to figure out how to outline and plot an entire novel quickly, so quickly enough to where she could knock a novel out. And her novels run between 40 and 50,000. So sometimes they get up, if she gets long winded, up into the 60s and 70s, but they're usually around 40 to 50.
Okay, sorry. A small note. Those Harlequin paperbacks.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys remember those Harlequin, those little paperbacks,
Mm-hmm.
those were 60,000 words,
right?
And very much on purpose. Sorry, Michelle. I'm just going to mute you just for a second. There's some kind of noise.
Oh, that might be me.
Oh, it might be Allison. Oh no, it's Michelle.
Sorry.
It's okay. We'll work it out. Oh, we don't want to lose you though. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry if I'm being blunt, but anyway, those are 60,000 words. So that to give you some sense of what we're talking about here.
Yes. So
I don't have.
Okay. So Kate figured out that the target, the market that she wanted to target, that she could write quickly in, was romance, and her niche is actually a paranormal reverse harem. So and for those who aren't familiar with that, most people, traditional harems are one man, many women, back in the sultans and whatnot. Reverse harem, sister's doing it for herself, and she's just, it's modern time, modern chick, whatever. But she started a series where the female was a dragon shifter, so paranormal romance, reverse harem, and it worked. And it goes into the article more, and it goes into the book that she released about it, where she went from literally with her husband living in a van, and it's not even a van that was originally outfitted to live from. I mean, they just rigged it up, to making 50,000 a year. So she devised a system where she could once a novel was outlined and laid out, where she could knock it out in 5 to 7 days. And but here's the thing though, because I've been in her group for a while. She hasn't published that often. She just found out she was pregnant a month or so ago. So she hasn't been publishing, quite so frequently lately. But she went from living in a van and having their other vehicle repossessed to buying another vehicle outright in cash, so that way nobody could take it from her. And when she posted that, I cried. That was just the coolest thing. To renting, she and her husband now rent a really nice townhouse. So, and they're planning on, they've got a 5-year plan. They're staying there and getting their dollars fixed and straight and whatnot. But that's what they're working on. But not Michelle, but Kate is very real in her group about mental health and whatnot. And this is one of the reasons why her story really resonates with me, because for one, it's easy when you're writing at that pace. If you have the ability to write at that pace, it's very easy to burn out. It's extremely easy to burn out. For two, the things that people go through, it affects their creativity output. She talks about how in her group, about how depression and the PTSD of living in a van, there were weeks where she didn't write anything. She couldn't write anything. It wasn't there. She's been very real about it. She's talked about how there were some months where she was glad they put money back on the really good months, on the months where, she was bringing home $9,000-$10,000, because she was in a, seasonal depression and PTSD and whatnot. The mojo wasn't there. So she didn't knock out, the 5 to 7 day novels, and she might have made just enough to cover her bills that month, but not her taxes. But that's okay, because it all leveled out in the end, because she's figuring out the balance, and balance is so important. Getting the material out and the creativity is that, and that's important, getting the ball rolling. Yeah, there's money out there, especially if you can lock in on a niche where it's profitable. Even if it's saturated, you can still, bring something new to the table, and you can, it doesn't kill your brain to write it, because there's a lot of things that we can all look and find a niche at, but sometimes that's just not our jam, and it would go totally against how our brain works to write in it. So when all the stars align, you still have to take care of yourself. You still have to push, but don't push yourself off the cliff of insanity at the same time. So, and Kate's always been real about that in her group, and I love her for it. So, she's got a book out, and Sebastian, would you mind putting at some point in time the link to the book in the description for this one? It's How to Write a Book a Week is the name of the book, and she's got a second book that's Writing the Market, and breaks down how she did that. That's on pre-order, so which will help you find your niche and lock in on it and go at it. So, but Kate's and it's Self-Publishing with Kate Hall, I think, is the name of the Facebook group. Let me see real quick. Self-Publishing Success by Kate Hall is the name of her Facebook group. So, if you want to look that up and join it later, and maybe Sebastian could put that in the description later if she wants to, or it's in her book. If you get the book, it's in there too, and I think it's free on Kindle Unlimited, if I'm not mistaken.
No, well, it might be. It costs. I already own it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
so I'm not sure.
But it's, if you decide you wanted to buy it, it's $2.99.
Yeah.
So it's not horrendously expensive, although I know some people really have to watch every penny, like Kate.
Yes. Yes.
But it's such an inspiring story, and I did put the link to her book in the chat. So,
and the article, are you going to put that in the chat too?
I did put it in before, but I'll be happy to put it in again.
That's fine. Oh, no, I see it. The Making
Well, here,
Sense.
yeah, and there's it. There we go. I'll just throw it in there again, just so they're near each other.
Does she talk about how to find your niche?
She gets into that in her second book, which is for pre-order now. It comes out in a week or so. So the writing to market.
I will add. Let me go to her author page. The writing right to market book. Hang on. Yes, I realize I have pre-ordered this item. It comes out June 30th.
Oh, June.
Okay. But before anyone, yeah, it comes out June 30th. There's that. But if you want to know about what's, for anybody who isn't familiar with it, write to market, as in writing, right to market, is the Chris Fox.
Yes.
Was the let me put a thing in here. Market. His book is kind of the big one, and it's also $2.99.
And if I remember correctly, she started off with that book. Like that's where she sort of got her original, when she first started looking for how to do that for herself, that she definitely started with Fox's book. So.
Ooh. And for Chris Fox's book, Right to Market, and I'm getting the link now. You can add Audible. The book is $2.99. Add Audible narration for $1.99 on top of that. That's a pretty good deal. But anyway, all right. So Right to Market, Chris Fox. Sorry about the typing. I know it's loud, but there, I'm done. Done. And with Michelle's back. Hello. And with this book, it's basically about finding. You're using search terms, and I sat down with it one afternoon with a notebook, and was literally just following step by step. Okay, look this up, do this. Okay, look that up, do this. Look, and because this is something I've thought about doing as kind of a side gig. And it's hard for me because I am so, it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect, and years ago, it reminds me, years ago, there was my family would know the story. I'm afraid I can't remember it, but it was the upshot of what kind of personality you have, and you fell into one of these groups, and it was okay if you're given this lump of clay, and you need to sculpt a nutcracker, with one of those, and it's like there'll be people who do this and that, and then there'll be this kind of person who's like, that's stupid, but it's the last person there that was, I remember it was like, that's me, because I'll never forget this. It was because this person, you say, okay, time. And they're like, no, it's not done. And you look, and theirs has like a belt and teeth and, and every little, and that's me. So the idea of doing a side gig, just writing and not stressing over it and refusing to publish it, that's hard for me. This would be a really good thing for me to do, mental health wise. Oh my gosh, I can't.
I will note that I actually went back, and it took me a minute to find her pseudonym. I had to track it through her group, because she posted the cover that she had done. So oh yeah, and that's another thing. There were some days, like I said, she's very real about stuff. There are some days she's like, I made a cover today, and that's okay. I got no words done, but I did something. So, she's very real with it. But I read, I think, the first two of the series that started off. And you would think, I would be scared if I was cranking out something that fast, that the quality, like there's got to be some give, like anybody can just dictate just a bunch of nonsense. But I will say, I found, and she self edits, I found no errors, nothing glaringly obvious. The story was formulated quite well. She uses the same act structure that we talked about in here, because she comes from a filmmaking background, and she breaks. Yeah. So and so she uses the 3-act structure, which is technically the 4-act structure, because the third one, the middle one, yeah. Anyway, so but she breaks everything down to so small before she starts, so that way whenever she gets to writing, she can just knock it out in 5 to 7 days. So good on her. But
And she teaches you how to break it down so it's
yes,
so
in that
small.
first book, the one that's already out. Yes.
The self-publishing one?
Yeah, no, the self-publishing help, that's the name of her book, of her group on Facebook. But the what is the name of the first book? I've got it. It's the there's it write a book in 5 to 7 days, something like that.
It's a book a week.
Book a week. Yes, a book a week. Yes.
Yeah. And we're not, and just before someone before we get nasty comments or something, we're not saying everybody should do this.
Oh,
we're not saying you should do it. We're saying I think this is inspiring, that this person who was absolutely at the end of their rope, just with sheer creativity and just guts, typed their way or dictated their way to a better life.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And you're welcome, Cindy and Deb. Sorry.
So one of the things I noticed in that article, something that twigged in my head, was where she said, sitting down in the morning to do my writing sprints. And it was like, oh, that's okay. Yeah, and there are professional authors I've seen elsewhere where they've got in there, they've got a bullet journal where they make a table to track their daily writing sprints. And it's like, okay. So then my brain, being unhelpful, immensely unhelpful, said, it'd be easy to track your writing sprints and have, instead of having to draw it out, to use the planner you have. Hang on, let me grab it right here.
Isn't she wonderfully deviously evil? She comes up with all these devices to torture us and help us at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
This planner, it tracks during the day. It gives you these little boxes. So I could easily track writing sprints, little 25-minute writing sprints. And you think, well, I don't have a planner. Oh, I share my pain. I have a, here is copy. Here's literally a 1-month version of the planner I'm using here. For free, PDF in the chat. It actually has all this is a law of attraction planner. So it actually has all this stuff. It has a bunch of stuff from the beginning too about setting your intentions and the monthly review at the end. But it's got plenty of these pages right in the middle for free. So I was thinking, if anybody else is interested, because hopefully I'm going to get better as the week goes on. If we could maybe this week, if anybody's interested, I might just take one sheet like this. This is a week. This is a Sunday through Saturday. And just highlight every writing sprint I do. And like come back with show and tell. And I'm going to come back with show and tell on Saturday. Heaven help me. How much writing did I do this week? So Lynette can take a nap. She is all over this. Lynette has been writing just the muses. Lynette has been just pulling those muses in and saying, "Oi, give me words." But for me, I need something but I also need to take, because I'm not feeling well, just bite-sized little pieces. So anyway, there's a free PDF there. There's an inspiring article. There's a free PDF if you'd like to join in. There are a couple of ebooks there if you're interested. You don't have to, of course, but each one is $2.99, so it's not super expensive if you decide you're interested in learning more about that particular process. But of course, you don't have to. So anyway, I did want to make sure that we shared that this week.
I'd also like to add that Passion Planner has free downloads too. So if you go to passionplanner.com and they have, you can, is that the one?
The PDF. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's a PDF okay. I just linked to. But thank you. Yeah, the link's in the chat. So, and I'll have to make sure I've got all of these links in the description too. So,
can I bring up a topic?
Certainly. Sarah, could you get a little closer to your microphone, please?
Does camp start next week?
That's what I was just going to ask about.
There, I'm going to gather links if you guys don't mind kind of taking over for a second.
Sure, I've got you.
Okay.
So Camp NaNoWriMo starts next week. The really cool thing about camp, if you've never done Nano as a whole, camp is a wonderful way to dip your toe into it because you can set your own goals. You are not held to that 50,000 word in a month goal. If your situation this month, or if you've now, inversely, if you think that that's nothing and you want to write 100,000 for the month of April, you can set your goal to whatever you want to. So you know what your life is looking like. If you want to set a 10,000 word goal for the month, do it. 100,000, do it. I'm not sure if we have do we have a camp room site thing? Not yet. No, we do not. That's okay. All of I know we've a lot of us found each other through Nano last year. All of you need, when you log back into NaNoWriMo, it gives you the option to log in for camp, or you could go to campnanorimo.org. You use your same login and password for Nano. You should still have all of your same buddies. So and then we can set up a group if you will send a buddy request or check in with our leader over here at some point later this weekend. Or do I need to set up a room?
Please do.
Okay.
You're good at that.
That's right. You're sick. I got you. Okay.
Thank you.
So, no, you're welcome. So
when you say room, you mean like the cabin?
Yes, the cabin. Thank you. The words fail me right now, which is ironic. So yes, the cabin. My username is S Connolly, CONN. Well, it's the same with here. S Connolly 318. No, isn't that? No. Anyway, S Connolly 318. CONNOLLY 318. That is my username at NaNoWriMo. So I will be setting up between now and the 1st. I will be setting up a cabin for our little bunch of misfits here, and the land of misfit toys. And we will do it. And like I said, you can set your camp is flexible. So you can go little, go big, whatever works for you. Some people use camp for outlining. That's fine. Some people use camp for editing. That's fine. So whatever you need to do, whatever the muses are speaking to you right now, but I think with camp, with the planner idea, the sprint ideas that Sebastian just put in chat for the planner thing, or however it works for you. We should definitely have a pretty creative April, I would think. So let me ask, how are we going to be getting together any more frequently in the month of April? No, we're still just meeting on Saturdays.
If people want to, I will, but I wasn't planning on it.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. That's fine.
But what do you think, Allison?
What you got?
I kind of missed when we were getting together during Nano because it felt more more cohesive, like a group, and more, like I really felt motivated because of the check-ins that we were doing. And I know you have a lot on your plate, Sebastian. And I'm sorry you're not feeling well.
I'll be okay. I'm getting better. I'll be okay. Sarah,
this is my thinking. If we could do, let's see. If we could do, we have our Saturday group where we can check in, and then because I don't want to overrun anybody, and because again, Sebastian has a lot on her plate at the moment. I know. Hang on a minute, ma'am. I'm not. I don't want to, even though I know she's more than willing to do anything to help us all, because that's just the person that she is. However, I'm not trying to stretch her to infinity to where she needs to sit in the gray chair of happiness every evening because we're exhausted. Because I know us, we will run ourselves to the ground. So, I propose that if we're meeting daily, we meet for maybe 30 minutes. We'll have a 25-minute writing sprint, give our numbers, and that's it. And then Saturdays when we get together like this, it'll be our same big thing, and we'll go over, like the normal stuff, any helpful articles, hints, tips, tricks, all that good stuff, and any big things for the week, because not everyone can make it in every day. Does that sound?
If we're doing this every day, what time of day?
Well, I'm thinking, I know Wednesdays you're pillar to post. So, do we want to do 4, like this time slot? And just do 35, 40 minutes during the day? Like I said, we'll have our 25-minute writing sprint, 10 or 15 minutes to check in if it takes that long to give our numbers, and then
I can do that on Wednesdays too. I can do that whenever you guys need me to.
Yeah.
This time doesn't work for me during the week because it's 11:30. We start at 11 here. Gotcha. And it works for Saturdays, but if I'm going back to work, which I'm kind of nervous about substitute teaching back to work, but if I do that.
Oh, you're going to be an awesome teacher. I'm sure you're amazing.
Thank you. I'm more concerned about the lovely children who are like little petri dishes.
Yeah.
But I could probably do it earlier if I get up at like 6 o'clock, or I get home at, I can check in at like 3 o'clock, but that would be 9. That'd be like 8 o'clock your time, I guess.
Ooh, I don't know if I could do 8 o'clock every evening though. That was not with kiddos.
Well, you guys set the time, and I'll see what I can figure out.
I'm saying, do you get a lunch break? I mean, do you know if you'll have a?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. Do you know? Well, that's because you'll be.
Sometimes it's about this time, around 11. Sometimes it depends on what class I have.
Right.
So I guess I could always schedule a bathroom break.
Well, if nothing else, you can check in with us every day. You can hop on long enough to go and chat and check in and give us your numbers and stuff, and right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can stay accountable with everybody. I don't know. Sebastian, what are your thoughts here?
I think 4 is about the best we can do.
Yeah, either way, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, wherever we set it, there are going to be people who are not going to be able to do it. But okay, yeah, but I like the idea of writing sprint and then just a quick check-in and then, and oi, you in the chat, you'd have to check in too.
Uh-huh. But because of everybody's scheduling, we could do it backwards during the week where we check in first and then do the writing sprint to wrap up. So that way, if there's some who they can schedule a bathroom break around their set amount of time to pop in, do their thing and leave. So that way does that work for everybody?
Mm-hmm. It works for me. You guys, if it works for you, I'll set it up and we'll do this.
Cool, man. And I completely understand what you mean. And sometimes it's hard to limit just for that amount of thing, but I think if we all just all sat down together and just wrote till our brains came out of our ears, we'd be here for a while.
Yep.
So
I guess we need to figure out each of us, what we're planning on doing. I guess that's the fun part. But all right. So that sounds like a plan to me. Of course, we can always. When does this start? Then this would start Thursday.
So we'll see each other Thursday at 4.
All right, Thursday at 4.
And then between now and then, I'll have the cabin set up. If you haven't found me that first day that we're all here, the links to the cabin and everything will be in the description.
Okay. I've got it. I'm pulling out my planner now. It's like, okay, April. Okay.
How many people have finished their nano project from November? And are you going to be working on that this time at camp? Or going on to a different project?
I honestly don't remember.
Project I was supposed to write last month. So
it depends on if I finish it up, and I've only got a few more chapters, so we'll see.
I found the right page. All right, Monday, 4 p.m. Or sorry, Thursday, 4 p.m. Central Time. And from there on, writing group, camp writing group.
We'll figure out a name. Yeah, but probably be the Book Art Media Cabin. I'm assuming
Works for me. Cool.
That works.
So we might as well keep it. However,
I like it. All right, camp. But for this, I'm going to put camp. All right, 4 o'clock on Thursday. We'll see everybody. If anybody else, if you've got other things you wanted to throw in here or chime in, and if anybody would do me a favor and help go through the chat and just share if there are important things that people have been putting in the chat. I'm sorry to flake out on.
You're fine. I'm looking at this right now, and Jeanette is getting her first Fauci ouchie on Thursday. So what a way to celebrate that than with Nano. So yay! We'll have words and immunity. It's fabulous.
I like that Fauci ouchie.
Yeah, that's actually lovely. That is just too cute. Let me back up here. I'm going to start from the top just in case we missed something. Said hello. And Cindy, again, you were rocking it. Awesome. That is 48,000 words. That is amazing. And you're halfway. 48,000 is halfway. That is like, whoo, my face is getting red on that one. That's a lot. That is awesome. Good job. And speaking of Fauci ouchies, Deb has now gotten her second shot. So yay for Deb. So good. We want to keep seeing you around. So yay for that. Aspie had the first dose of the Pfizer vac, had an arm killing her for 2 days. Better, a little sick, sorry. Better, a little sick and okay, then a lot of sick and possibly dead. Yes. Kudos to everyone toughing out the vaccines. Yes. Deb. Deb is reading the sample for lavender. Awesome. Thank you. I'm gonna cry now. So, Deb, you're a peach.
What is the sample for lavender? I missed something.
No, she downloaded my romance novel. She downloaded the sample available on Amazon. So, yeah.
Where do I find it?
On Amazon.com. It's called Luscious in Lavender. I think we can put the link.
The link is usually in the description boxes, but I didn't throw up the description box thing to do. I'll do that right now.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. And
it's by Ms. Mink?
Yes, for Michelle Mink. Yes. And then Aspie says, I can't imagine burnout when writing. I would rather write than eat, but that is my problem. LOL. I totally feel that. I think that there's a difference, at least for myself, in burnout when it's my passion project versus a deadline that I've given myself and that is locked in and it's legal and I have to get it out there. Like there's even if you enjoy what you're writing, it comes from very different parts of your brain. So, absolutely. But yeah, and kudos for not having any burnout, because that's rock on for that one. I know I'm not doing this quite as nicely as Sebastian does this every time, but I'm gonna chug through. Okay. Again, y'all are welcome for the info. Cindy says, I started writing my book as a stress reliever for the boss from hell. I'd always written academically, but rarely creatively, with the exception of writing sermons, which is a little of both. Very cool. Very, very cool. Cindy, I'm just making sure. Writes at night, definitely not a morning person. I was starting to become ill enough to leave work anyway and take autoimmune chemo treatment. I was never so glad to leave a job. Well, if it was making you that ill, I could understand why you definitely would want to leave that job. So I'm glad the writing has definitely helped with that. Yes, Aspie. I feel pressure if you can only write for 25 minutes. And then, see, we already did the Fauci ouchies. Sydney, Camp NaNoWriMo, NaNoWriMo.org. So campnanowrimo.org.
I'll put the link in the description box too. Your link to the Luscious and Lavenders in there. Now people might have to refresh the page to see everything in the description. Gotcha. But I'll get the Camp NaNoWriMo at least link to the website for now. On Thursday we'll share the link to the cabin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Deb, thank you. You are such a peach. Thank you. I'm blushing. She's digging lavender. So, okay. And I think that is all. Kat mentioned some stuff that's sitting in Congress right now. So, awesome sauce. Well, does anybody have anything to add? I figure we'll go over all of our goals for Nano when we get to Nano. Yes.
No. Thank you, Sarah. I'm just saying I'm having trouble finding a specific link to Camp NaNoWriMo. It just keeps defaulting to NaNoWriMo.
It might not open up until
the
first. So
okay. We'll have links.
Everybody and register at nanowrimo.org. If you haven't registered already, get your username locked in, everything. Again, you can find me and send me a buddy request, S Connolly 318. And if I'm not mistaken, yours is just Sebastian, is it not?
Okay. I've been there a long time.
Yeah. So find one or both of us and give, but send us a buddy request. And then if I haven't gotten with you for the link to the cabin before Thursday, you'll definitely see it in the description box when we get together on Thursday.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sarah. My God. Thank you, Sarah.
I feel like equate Sebastian today, so it's okay. I'm like the generic version, so it's very cool though. I think she's frozen. Are you frozen, hun? We look a little frozen. Or maybe it's just me. No, everybody else is moving.
Oh no, I think she's frozen. Eek.
Okay. We'll give her a second. Let's see. Let me back up a second. As far as Fauci Ouchie goes, my daughter and I, my oldest and I, we signed up for, there's another shot going through the trial phase. It's Novavax. And so we actually signed up to do the trials for that. So I don't know if I got the shot or the placebo. I'll get whatever opposite one I didn't get when we go in a couple of weeks. But that second shot sort of knocked me on my butt. So if it wasn't the real one and I got the placebo, like my brain does not like me. So because it like whooped my butt for that to be a placebo. Deb, thank you. Okay, well,
That's how placebos work, though. It
is.
It's like your body thinks it has the real thing, so it goes ahead and does what it needs to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my brain was definitely, if I got the placebo, it was definitely behaving as such, like it should have. So,
what's the name of this new vaccine?
Novavax. So
Novavax.
Yes. But other than, I say kicked my butt. I was sore for a day or two, like my arm was sore. But other than that, I did well, and my daughter did exceptionally well. So we shall see. Here we go.
Sorry, my internet went out. Sorry.
Awesome sauce. No, we were just discussing vaccines, and I was trying to kill time, so I was telling about the Novavax trials and whatever. We were discussing Fauci ouchies. You're good. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all I had to add actually for today.
Awesome sauce.
So, okay.
Are we doing the writing sprint today, or I wasn't here last time, so I don't know.
I wasn't planning on it just today, and it's already about 10 to 5. So, but we'll start Thursday. Save up your sprinting energy for starting Thursday, because we're gonna have our sprint every day.
Including
in April.
Sundays too. So even if you're not able to get with us every weekday to sprint with us, you'll have Saturday and Sunday to sprint with us too. So.
I'll just sprint all by myself.
That's
Solo
okay.
sprint.
You're getting a head start on all of us for camp. So
yeah, and probably whatever any of us want to do for camp, one sprint is probably not going to be enough, but we'll see. All right. Well, I need to go. I'm going to become one. I'm going to reheat some pizza and become one with the great chair of happiness. So, but thank you everybody for being here and for being so supportive. And it so warms my heart to see all the great creativity going on, and it's fantastic. I cannot tell you how happy it makes me. I know it's all about me, but no, I'm serious. It really does make me happy. And I just want to thank you sincerely. So, and thank you, Sarah, for picking up slack today. You're awesome.
Equate Sebastian reporting for duty. We're good.
All right. Well, you guys hang in there, and we'll see you on each other on Thursday, whoever can be there. And then, third star to the right until morning or May. All right. Take care, everybody.
Feel better.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I'll be fine. See you Thursday.